What's good? Welcome back to Divinity Gems. On here for my Geminis. What's good, Geminis? Gonna get it in for August 6th through the 12th, our weekly reading. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Using the Crystal Visions Tarot, I did pull out the Vision Quest Tarot as well. And then the Black Moon astrology cards as well, I still have out. Pulling overall energy. Give it a cut. Okay, let's pull 9 cards for my Geminis. See what our overall energy is this week. Bottom of the deck is the High Priestess. Creating here now. Okay. First card out, Knight of Wands in reverse. To me, the Knight of Wands is a guy that just didn't have a whole lot of confidence, and all of a sudden he does. He's off the battle, but to me, he's just not as confident in himself, not as assured. He's off the battle, but to me, as he should be when he's riding off into battle. Though that crystal is glowing, like he has the inner strength, I'm feeling like he's just a little bit saddened in his state. So with that being in reverse, I look at this as that you started to believe where you didn't believe, like the strength on you, the power that you didn't know that you had. You are now realizing how much you have this power. I do feel like, Gemini, when I see this card in reverse, I feel like you're knowing, you knowing your inner strength, you knowing that you're leading with that right now, and that's become very powerful for you. Page of Swords being out next as well. This is the person also getting to know themselves, learning themselves on a certain level, on a higher level than they've known themselves before. Also, with that Page of Swords, that tongue lashing comes out. People catch it. Because when you've gotten this clarity on you, when you've gotten this type of knowing and confidence on you that you didn't have before, you're angry about why you didn't have it before, and you know who to blame regarding why you don't have this confidence. You didn't have this confidence before. So once you find that confidence, awesome, people catch it. They catch a tongue lashing because your truth has to be spoken. Your truth has to be spoken, and the Page of Swords is definitely one that speaks the truth. Sometimes it's not as tactful as some people would like it, but it's the honest to God truth. It's the honest to God truth, and it needs to be said because it's a point where you're fighting against this energy. You're fighting against this energy to feel like you can't be heard, to not have confidence in yourself, to become a very confident person who's going to tell you where to go and where to get off. So these two definitely go together to me, with him being in reverse and her being on the upright. It's just about that confidence coming across you into your life, of knowing who you are and knowing what you're going to deal with in your life and knowing what you're not going to deal with, and having the mental capacity to say so to other people. This is learning who you are. Definitely learning who you are and becoming very comfortable with who you are. The Unknown card is out. I'm going to save it for last. This is one I'm just going to look in and see what I see. But we'll save that. Page of Cups is out. Oh, right. When I see her, she is just desiring life and love in the way that she wants it. She's definitely knowing emotionally now herself, going along with the theme of these top 2 cards up here. Now this is adding on knowing yourself emotionally. This is mentally up here to me, and believing in your abilities with the Knight of Wands, and your action and your power and your mental with the Page of Swords. With the Page of Cups, I feel like it's about your emotions and how far you've come dealing with your emotions, being able to have a grips a level of control, a certain level of control over your emotions, and just knowing exactly what it is that you want to allow in your circle, in your space, in your light, what you want to allow, what you choose to have around you. I think the Page of Cups is deciding upon that. She's deciding on what type of love or what type of relationship she will allow around her in her life, and going with these energies as well. You're knowing what you're going to allow. You're knowing what you're going to allow. That's what happens when you learn yourself. And then I'm not going to forget that the High Priestess was on the bottom as well. This is the creative force behind changing your life into the way that you want to change it after those things and those thought patterns are removed to where you felt restricted in some type of way. And now that those things are removed, you are, as the sorcerer, the High Priestess, creating and bringing into your life now the things that you want as they should have always been, without those preconceived ideas. Now that those have fallen down, you know what you want to bring in. As the Page of Wands, she's concentrating deeply. She knows exactly what's going to bring her fulfillment and happiness, and that's what she wishes for. The Ten of Wands is out. This is about just carrying more than our own loads. So I feel like and going through these endeavors and being who you are, this is the battle. This is what you were fighting with, while the Justice card is out next to it in reverse. So this was the things that were unfair to you, the things that were not, just and upright in your life. And now those things are going to be changed. They're going to be reversed. So I feel like you won't be taking on loads that are not your responsibility. You won't be there for others that have not been there for you. Justice being in reverse. So you're going to fix those things. You're going to change those things. So if people are going to have to carry their own load. You're going to balance those scales back out. So if they're not having an equal give and take with you, I feel like those scales are there for a reason. It's about the balance of who we bring into our lives and what we do and what we allow them to do. How much we give them versus what they give us. Those things, those heavy burdens for others that we are carrying, justice is going to be restored to those areas, I feel like, so that they're more even. Not carrying anybody else's loads that's not willing to carry your load. So give and take. I feel like the Justice card is out for that as well. The Ace of Swords being in reverse. Just that moment of clarity, that aha moment to me, that eureka moment that you get is in reverse right now. Let's see how that plays out. King of Cups is out in the upright. So in love, maybe just not clear. Some of us, as far as what we want or how we want to bring in or what we want to bring in. The Ace of Swords being in reverse. It's definitely not a clarity on it. But he looks, he's got one foot firmly planted in the water and one foot on a rock, which is above water. So he's just not totally immersed or swept away by this love and feeling at this moment. I'm going to get a clarifier for that one. Queen of Wands is in reverse as well. To me, she is the one that's got the inner strength on her as well. And when she's handling her business, she's showing others how to handle it. So yeah, those three in reverse, I want to clarify on. With the Queen of Wands in reverse and the Ace of Swords being in reverse, but the King of Cups being in the upright. Let's see what that is about. The Knight of Swords was in reverse. Okay, so I feel like this is for a group of some of us. For a group of some of us, this is about a love situation. So this is separate from the first situation at the top. I think for some of us, Gemini, there is a need to want to go after the type of love that we are desiring as the King of Cups. But I feel like it takes a certain leap of faith to go after it. And with the Knight of Swords in reverse, I'm feeling like that's not being taken, which is why the Ace of Swords is in reverse. Just not having a clarity on knowing which way to go with this certain love situation. And this is for a separate group of us who are not dealing with the other side with the burdens. I'm feeling this side is for my single Gemini, and this first side of the reading is for my attached Gemini. The Knight of Wands being out and the Star card in reverse. So yeah, this is strategizing here. Strategizing, and then there's healing when the Star card is in reverse to me. going on. So just knowing exactly which way we want to proceed when it comes to matters of the heart. She's very guarded, very guarded. She's watching her front. She's got that lion watching her back, and she's guarded against basically being hurt again when it comes to love. So the rebellious go after the love, chase the love is in reverse for some of those Geminis. This is for my single Geminis, I feel. And the Ace of Swords, not having the clarity of what to do about this love situation, is out as well. I'm going to go back to that unknown card for that first situation that came out for some Geminis. The Wheel of Fortune is out, and then the Four of Pentacles is out. This is the money chasing, money hungry person there, holding on to those pentacles for dear life right there. And when it's not using the inner strength of the crystals and the precious jewels there, the Wheel of Fortune is coming to that for some who are in a money-related type of situation. Yeah, because the Queen of Pentacles came out in reverse. So those of us that are waiting on money, there is a change coming to that situation as well this week. For those of us that are waiting on the money issue, maybe delays in that. Got all kind of energy going on. I have a mix going on. I feel like there's several different situations out here. I'm going to roll with this on my single Geminis as well. The Three of Pentacles being out. So foundation structures changing, home situations changing, things like that. Some of us wanting to leave a situation but have not left as of yet. That type of situation when I see the Three of Pentacles. Also with the Knight of Swords being in reverse. So not leaving, holding on to foundations, structural foundations because of financial reasons, holding on because of the money situations. Maybe we don't feel like we have enough to make it on our own, so we're forcing this situation because of the finance that we need, the financial support that we need. Well, I feel like the Star card is in reverse as well. The Hangman is out. So needing to look at things from a different perspective, I definitely feel like it's related to this side over here. Those of us who are trying to manifest a love situation that has not come about as of yet, possibly for financial reasons, why this situation hasn't come about, or you stop putting effort into it because of the money situation right now. It's not, you know how we are when our money is funny. We don't want to take on any new endeavors, but definitely if we're staying in something because we don't feel financially able to break free, then that's just why we feel so guarded, number one, that we can't do it. And why the Knight of Swords would be in reverse, because there's no movement going on with that type of thinking. So perspective needs to be changed on that with the Hangman being out. Five of Pentacles is out. It's about knowing what you have, even when you don't have it, even when you don't see it. She's trying to desperately protect her daughter out in the cold and feeling lost. But there's pentacles all around her that she's not looking at, that she's not even seeing, because she's concentrating more on the devastation of the moment, that type of thing. Changing our thinking, excuse me, being able to see things clearly for what they are, with the Hangman being out, but with the Ace of Swords being in reverse, that's where I just felt like, there was no clarity at this moment. And yeah, that shows me that there was no clarity on which way to go in this other particular situation. The Devil is in reverse, so just resisting temptation and guarding against the need to overthink things. I feel like that's for my single Gemini on that issue. I'm going to come back to this unknown card up here for this situation that was going on at the top, of just carrying other people's loads and telling people, setting our boundary lines basically is what I saw. So this may be for my Gemini that are in existing relationships or not looking for new love at this time. I feel like this is about the relationships overall that you have in your life with other people and what you are receiving from them and what you are giving back. Just changing the dynamic of that right there as the High Priestess, and being able to control who is in and out of our lives and what we give to those relationships. So just a transformation of those types of relationships where we are bringing justice, like I said, to the situations where we're carrying more than our load in the situation, or giving more than that person's giving us. The justice being brought to those situations is more for my, I feel like, in a relationship, Gemini. Now look at this unknown card. Just not taking it anymore. I feel like the purple is really pushing to the front to me. So just that crown type of energy, that royalty that you're feeling on yourself as an established person right now, and just knowing who you are. Yeah, that purple's glowing really bright all over this card for me right now. It's just knowing who you are. And I think you come into an understanding and appreciation of who you are at this point, really loving yourself and your qualities as you grow. For these type of Geminis, that's why you're not taking this no more. You're reaching a level of your royalty. You're reaching just a level of you're above pettiness. You're above the pettiness right now. And all these people who are trying to still come at you in this petty way, they're going to catch it. They're going to catch it. She nearly looks the same as this woman. Just the colors on the page with all the purple coming out. But in the righteous, she is telling somebody she's not dealing with it anymore. Like, she has a boundary line, and I could see her taking that sword right there and being like, this line right here, you are not crossing it. You are not crossing it. And anybody who does cross it and feel like they're going to push their burdens off on her, or, in any kind of way, Gemini's not having it. Carrying loads for other people, he's not having it no more. Like, look, me and my horse are tired. We can't continue to go on like this. Injustice, I feel like, is returning to that. Balance is returning to that. So now I don't think that's going to be going on anymore. We are creating, as the high priestess, a different line of energy there for my established Geminis that are just redefining and realigning the friendships and the relationships with people that we have in our life. Not our love relationships, but our just regular, everyday relationships that we have between friends, family members, co-workers, children, those lines of connection that we have with anybody else in our lives. I feel like we're straightening those out and making sure they are evenly balanced with the Justice card, so that we can bring more positive energy into our lives and what we're desiring, the comfortable relationships and surroundings that we have emotionally. We are bringing that into fulfillment. Getting back over here to this type of situation, these foundational structures, this not believing that we can be free and break free, and definitely related to money and material things that we are trying to bring in, wealth that we're trying to bring in, but there was no clarity on that. And then just knowing that we have the things that we need, but we're not seeing them. I feel like this is for my single Gemini on this side, being guarded in the heart, and the need to change our perspective on things when it comes to matters of the heart. Devil card was in reverse. I just want to get back to this situation because these are two separate situations I'm seeing. The two separate groups of Geminis. The devil card in reverse. Devil card in reverse. Ooh, way too many. Let's do that over. Devil card was in reverse. And just temptation. I feel like fighting against certain temptations. There's the flipper. The Two of Wands is out. Willpower. I feel like he sits on his power too sometimes, and he has to have the strength to be willing to use this big dragon that he has. Because the dragon's looking at him like, are we going to go now? like, what are you waiting for? And it's mustering up enough strength sometimes. Like, he's got the crystals and the world, but the world is in the dragon's tail. So he doesn't sit on top of the world. He's sitting on top of the dragon who has all the power. And he's like, should I go over there and fight? Like, should I? It's a feeling of I'm powerful, but I may not be as confident in my power as I should be. So just believing in yourself a little bit more. Feeling like you can do things, because I feel like he's in reverse as well. The Knight of Swords, because it's not enough belief in yourself, believing that you can do it. And it's definitely related to a foundational structure. The Knight of Cups is out. And something you want to do or something you want to move towards that you really do like and you really are interested in moving towards it. But until this structural foundation, I feel like, is amended, whatever is going on here at home base, is what the issue is, because I'm feeling like there's a third party situation, and I'm feeling like it's money related. It's money related because somebody's holding on to those pentacles pretty tight right there. I mean, in a greedy, greedy little way. Somebody's holding on to the money really tight. That could be you or the other person, or this third party situation of how you feel held back from the money. And here, this being out again, to me, is definitely about the coins. Queen of Pentacles was in reverse. So just feeling like you can't be this knight in shining armor on your way nowhere because the money is not right. And you could be desiring to leave, but you haven't taken care of this other situation here. So everything is just kind of on pause for you right now when it comes to love endeavors or any other type of endeavor that you want to go out in the world and seek out, because that situation has not been finalized. It hasn't been taken care of. There's the Lovers and the upright. So I do think this is about wanting to go and to pursue a new love situation, but he is in reverse, like he would be the knight in shining armor on his way with these roses on a unicorn, a lit unicorn about to lead him to the love of his life. But he's in reverse. He's in reverse. And that heaven sent special type of love is on pause right now because of this situation to me. The foundational split, something going on, third party situation, somebody breaking up from an old relationship and it just not being finalized at this point. And then there's definitely money issues going on to me with this old relationship, where there's just a split of money that's becoming the issue right now. Who's going to get what? And really, you're ready to go, but you can't go because there hasn't been a proper division of this money situation right here. Is where I'm seeing it play out for some single Geminis. And then the Two of Wands is also about your willpower and your belief in your own self to be able to bring these things about, to be able to accomplish it. Stepping out on faith sometimes. Even when it doesn't seem like you'll be able to, knowing that it's the best decision for you and just allowing yourself to be carried at those moments. And there is the Death card. It is upright. So a transformation coming to change the situation, coming to transform it into something better for you, because it can't stay that way. You holding on to something for material reasons, that never, ever, ever works. Ace of Cups is out and it is upright. So this new endeavor, it's going to come. I do believe the transformation, the Death card is out because it's supposed to be a transformation to you, and it is coming emotionally. The Nine of Swords is in reverse. So getting your mental clarity back after it's been all over the place a little bit, just feeling restricted. Taking that break mentally and then regaining your mental clarity, I feel like, after that. And then the Two of Cups is out in reverse. So the love situation not being what you thought it was. This is a deeper type of soulmate, guided by spirit connection, with the Two of Cups being out, and it came out in reverse as well. So just it not being able to get to this lover situation, same way I saw it here, and him being in reverse. He's not able to be on his way to the good love situation. You're not able to manifest this soulmate type of close situation because this foundation over here and this money situation over here is not happening. So you're not believing in yourself and your abilities as much right now to see this goal of yours accomplished. And then the Two of Swords being in reverse as well. So the Two of Swords seeking inner peace to me, but not having it. Being blindfolded and not seeing the correct path, or right now which way is going to create the best, most peaceful situation, all in all. But Swords being upright and truth being on the top of them is just not being seen right now to me. You don't see clearly what the truth is in this matter. So this is why the Knight of Swords is in reverse and can't break free and just go, because the mental right there, the mental clarity is not there. As well, why the Ace of Swords is in reverse. The mental clarity is not there in this situation for my single Geminis, of yet just not knowing exactly how to bring it all together right now, because there's two different sets of feelings going on, what you want in the future and ending, what's existing right now in the present. Another clarifier. We'll pull from the other deck just to get some overall. Let's see what these are. So judgment being in reverse right now. No decision being made right now because there's no clarity right now. So that is definitely why judgment would be in reverse. We can't make a grand announcement to the heavens right now when we don't even know what we want, truthfully. And then the 10 of Pentacles. What everybody does want at the end of the day, just comfortable surroundings, happiness, joy. She's got just very comfortable surroundings. Pentacles built up everywhere. There's a castle in the back. There's a deer on the side. There's just happy as healthy, healthiest living arrangement that you can think of is what at the end of the day I think is wanted through all of this. But that foundation broke, and so it's setting you up to bring in. It's setting you up to bring in, new doors, new pathways to get into that lovers, that special type of love, that soulmate type of love connection that we desire. Healing with the Medicine Man being out, but the Ace of Fire. This deck doesn't do reversal. So that Ace of Fire needing to be a fire lit up under us to make things happen, to make goals happen, and that is out. This deck doesn't do reversals. So the Ace of Fire being out and the Medicine Man being out and saying the way to it is by healing that other situation. Definitely healing after that other situation, because there was a foundational break that caused some drama, that caused some money issues. Spirit is guiding and directing this move. It's guiding and directing it, because whoever you're with foundationally is not the person you're supposed to be with. Whoever you're with foundationally, that foundation. So this is where we have people have to move. This is home situations changing. The Mother of Fire is out as well, just like the Queen of Wands was out. Just being your own strength, being the strong person that you need to be, and then others are inspired by your strength. And then the Life Force is out. So going after those things that make us feel alive, those things that we really desire, not holding on to things just because we feel obligated to stay there for some, invisible reason that we hold inside of our heads that says we have to do things a certain way. Going after the things that makes us happy. All right, we'll keep these. Yeah, Son of Bear, same as the Knight of Swords. The rebellion, the way you break free. So he was in reverse on the other deck, and he's out for the very same reason, because this is what needs to be done, but it's not happening. That riding out in the name of freedom, that just going to give yourself that happiness, that joy, that breaking free in the name of happiness. It's not there yet. It's the same energy on the Life Force card, just going after the things that make you happy, make you feel free and alive, that bring you that type of joy, making your own type of fire, same type of feel to it. Two of love, Two of Cups, Two of Water is the same lover, soulmate type of connection that you are desiring, that you want to go towards, but you're not doing it right now because of the foundation that is still there that needs to come down. The Death card being out, I feel like that's going to, there's a separation already. If it hasn't taken place, it's going to take place. The doubts and the fears, just not believing in ourselves and the ability to do it. Once again, the Ace of Water, full control. We had that Ace of Cups out as well. It's the same card. It's the same energies coming out on both decks. This is your clear emotional fulfillment. Clear emotional fulfillment. Same way. And then grandfather energy being out, him being like the emperor, and the Native American grandfather is the king, the wise person that's been through it all. It's learning from these lessons, and as we learn from these lessons, we become wiser over the years. We become wise enough to know them and recognize them when they come up again. We know exactly what they are. So we recognize them, we know how to handle them, and we can maneuver through life a whole lot easier with that type of energy. Overall, seeing two separate situations on the Gemini read. But at the end of the day, message still being the same for both sides of believing in ourselves and what we can do. Sticking to what's in our own best interest and maintaining that, and not being ashamed, just unapologetic for making sure we stick to what's in our own best interest. So anybody that's trying to bring us down and bring any negativity our way, guarding that. Not being afraid to tell people, when we've reached our boundary line or when they've reached our boundary line. And then never being afraid of change when it's changed for the better. Just always being able to change and go with the flow of the energy, because energy is fluid and it does move, so it can change from 1 minute to the next based off of our thinking and our actions. All right, let's pull a black moon for my Gemini this week. Okay, good overall. There we go. Whoa, we got Saturn. Truth is out on the table. Truth. The Truth card. Got a few Saturn cards in this deck, but this is number 6, which is also when it comes to lovers to me. But Truth is the Gemini card this week. Okay, quote, Sri Guru Granth Sahib, as she has planted, so does she harvest. Such is the field of karma. Yeah, definitely what goes around comes around. And for this card in brief, restrictions, having tough luck, being put on hold, feeling denied, something flawed that needs to be corrected, the truth, what you need to know, what is solid in your life, working hard, a taskmaster, fathers, grandfathers, or husbands, authority figures, sages, wise persons, learning through hardship and emotional pain, staying focused on your path, teeth, skeletal structures, and bones, karma, paying one's dues, the colors brown and black, iron, fame, and seeking fame, wishing to move up a notch in life, ambition, taxes, and penalties, being responsible and patient, the world and the world view, reputation, slow build to success, old age and longevity, time and measure. And the corresponding tarot card is the 3 of Swords. It's a third-party situation that was out on the table. My single Gemini side, I felt like that 3 of Swords energy. Restrictions, penalties, shattering experiences, disappointments, and growth. Both sides I'm seeing just the truth in it. Depending on your perception of it, being put on hold sometimes, feeling denied, that type of feeling, something flawed that needs to be corrected. So just how we are going about bringing these things into our life, I still feel like this is directed on that second side, that side that was for my single Gemini, that were in that third party type of situation where we're desiring a new type of love, a different type of love, but we're still stuck in that old, or connected some kind of way to that old relationship that was money tied up and all that stuff. Once those things are, solidified, I thought it interesting that the grandfather and the fathers and the husbands and the authority figures was out, and that grandfather card came out on that side as well. So just dealing with emotional pains, karmas, things that cycle back around. So think about how these things go together. Think about, is this a karmic moment where we had something happened to us that we've done to others in the past, where now somebody's leaning on us the way we leaned on somebody else in the past, those type of things. These are a play out of our karmic debt as well, these things, when they're happening to us, the way situations happen and unfold. Wishing to move up a notch in life, I felt like that was both sides, kind of in a way, just the things that we do, those boundary lines that we make, making ourselves more comfortable and more comfortable surroundings. And then I saw like the taxes, the money, there was lots of pentacles on this side. It was definitely a money related situation coming with that third party type of situation, something to money attached in there as well. But restrictions, penalties, stuff like that, I felt like that was a lot on my single Gemini side as well. Guarding against those things, those type of things this week, but knowing that you get in what you put out. So if you got some situation that you were being shady on, when it's returned shady, you shouldn't be surprised when it's, not bringing the results, when you can't bring in this honest, pure type of love because you got some different type of not so on the up and up connections going on right here. When you know if your intentions are pure or not, if you're just holding on to something because it's in your own best interest to hold on to it at this time, we can't expect that to return us positive results with someone else. So if you're desiring a true soulmate type of connection right now, and you haven't been giving out the energy of deserving a true soulmate type of connection right now, then what do? You simply change your energy to match what you want to bring in. So everybody talking about level up right now. Everybody's singing about level up right now. It is about matching the level of the vibration that you want to attract into your life. So you can't want, a really good-hearted, wonderful, faithful type of person. If you aren't that type of person and this is what you're asking to bring in, then this is who you have to be in order for it to bring it and to match it. You know what I mean? This reading's going on too long right now, Gemini, so I'm going to wrap this up. Hope you enjoyed your reading, but definitely just overall, for those that need to say what they need to say and set their boundary lines, do so. Do so, and don't even think twice about it, because that is strengthening you and empowering you to continue to be strong and fight the good fight. Those of us that need to make sure our affairs are in order, to make sure that we want to be what we are trying to bring into our lives, that's what's necessary for my single Geminis, or those of us who are trying to bring in something different, break away from a certain structure that we had and add in something new. Then yeah, we got to be on the up and up too. Is karma. What we put in is what we will get out of it. So just keeping that in mind, and staying positive through this week, through those changes, because I do see transformations coming as well to those situations. Just keeping our eyes open and being aware helps us be more prepared in making decisions when we need to handle things. All right, Gemini, until next time, check out the description box below if you need to book a personal reading.